Now, very often in summer, people come into me and they think their heaters don't work. And the reason why they think this is because if the temperature of the aquarium is sitting above what the heater is set at, then the heater will not come on. So if you want to test it, it's very easy. You just take the heater out of the water and you get yourself a thermometer. You then look at the temperature on the thermometer, and it's easier to do this in a temperate environment where the room temperature of the room, or when the room temperature of the room is not too hot. Then you look at the thermometer, let's say the thermometer says 26 degrees. You then turn up the dial on the heater until the light turns on. Because if the heater is set for 25 degrees, which is standard, and your aquarium is sitting above 25 degrees, then at no point will your heater come on. So therefore, if you take it out of the water and check the ambient temperature, and then you slowly turn up the temperature that the heater is set for, when the heater feels that the air temperature is less than what the heater is now set for, the heater will then turn on. And especially with your cheaper brand heaters, they cannot be calibrated. So therefore, the heater might say that it's 26 degrees, but your thermometer is actually reading that the heater's coming on and off at 24 degrees. That's no drama, you just got to know what the variance is. So if you turn up your heater and find that the light clicks on at 26 degrees on the heater, but the thermometer is saying 24 degrees, then you just need to remember that your heater, the calibration of your heater is slightly wrong. With the better quality heaters such as the Jagars, they do have a calibration method. So you can calibrate these heaters, therefore you can make sure that the temperature on the heater is correct. With the cheaper ones you cannot do that, and as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter. All that matters to me is that my thermometer is giving the correct reading. Having more than one thermometer is not a bad thing, to have a reference point, and to make sure that I know what the heater is going to keep the aquarium at, regardless of the setting on the actual heater itself. So they're very easy to play with, and I usually test them out of water. And if you do feel you need to test them in water, it's easier just to do it in a 10-litre bucket of water. So you slowly turn them up until you see what temperature it comes on at. And if you're unhappy with what it comes on at, you're best to either bring it down to the aquarium shop, because over time they can fail and you might be up for a new heater. And it is best, and all of the new heaters these days, they should fail off. Once upon a time, heaters used to fail on, which means they'd often take out your fish and cook them when the heater failed, but that doesn't really happen anymore. So having a new heater is really worth it. And if you have large fish, having a non-breakable heater is an even better idea, because getting yourself electrocuted when your fish smash your heater is really a nuisance. I can tell you that because it's happened to me. Anyway, if you've got any advice, whack it down the bottom and let us know.